Santa Cruz has long been called Silicon Beach, attracting those successful in Silicon Valley as second homeowners, but also as an incubator of high-tech companies. Seagate, Borland, Starfish, Lightsurf, and Plantronics, to name a few. Just last year, Forbes magazine named Santa Cruz as one of the top 10 places for high-tech growth this year. That's why the term and movement called tech raising is so important. Matthew Swinnerton and Margaret Rosas are two tech raisers. Margaret, working at the newly funded and fast-developing Looker, which provides business data management to companies, and Matthew, founder of Event Santa Cruz, giving a stage to active voices in the local tech sector.
Santa Cruz is special. We're a creative, innovative space, and we have a challenge in being an expensive place to live and a beautiful place to live. And so it's a place where you want to be making a significant or a substantial income. And a lot of the industry here is tourism and hospitality. And typically those jobs aren't as well paying as tech jobs.
This is not a cheap place to live. And so to live here, we have to be creative. Ryan Coonerty brought that up just recently, that we live in an interesting place where we have to find interesting ways to support ourselves. And so we've had to be creative. Tech is a perfect way that we've done that. Someone can start a design company, a coder, a developer. They can do that by themselves. They can learn that skill and form a company from it. And that's why we see so much of that in town. Just
to go back to tech raising, like where the name even came from. I mean, so it may sound a lot like barn raising, right? So that's really where it comes from. It's like, when you think about a barn raising, what does that mean? It means members of the community are coming together to build something to benefit the greater community.
So we get together on a weekend and we have 100 to 200 people that want to build and collaborate together.
We partner with different members of the community to make tech raising happen. A real key and strong component is the mentors. And so we've developed a mentor network. We've got over 50 mentors that help us who have basically succeeded in the past and won in various businesses.
It's like a hackathon-like kind of event. Other cities, they have them and there's competitions. We don't have a competition. It's about community. It's about helping each other out to develop what they're doing.
So we educate people and we basically help them become better entrepreneurs and startup members. And so that's really what tech raising is about, is creating a community where everybody can basically level up.
I think that's just the Santa Cruz way. We don't want to compete with each other. We want to collaborate. That's why we have places like Next Space and Cruzio where we can do that. We're not stuck in our house competing against the guy next door, but we're here to help.
So what is it about Santa Cruz that makes it so conducive to tech raising?
So in 2006, in the computer world, really exciting things were happening. The social web was emerging. Web 2.0 is what we often heard it called. And there were some great events happening. South by Southwest in Austin was kicking into high gear, several years going, and the social web was emerging. And so the social web basically created like a there was community out there on this thing, the internet. And for me personally, what I found was that there was community out there on the web, but then there was no community here in Santa Cruz. So what we started to find was that it was happening here, but it was just isolated. Everybody was siloed away and not connected. And so as the social web started to creep in, that helped us connect. And so people started meeting because you meet socially out there. You have a natural affinity for some kind of technology, and you meet on the social web and you realize, oh, we're here in Santa Cruz, let's go grab coffee, let's meet, let's talk, let's see how we can do business together. And so that's what started happening.
We have people from the agricultural industry, from the food industry, from tech, from any way that they're creating a business. Again, I just like that as an entrepreneur, you can buy a lawnmower, and you have a business card, and you're in business. I think that's so interesting that you can do that. So on a grander scale, we have people that are doing much, much more, and it's just interesting stories.
And I think more and more, as tech has evolved in what's required to start a business, you don't need as much space and infrastructure. You don't need all the servers that you used to need. You don't need the hardware. And so really, you can take two people in a room and create quite a business, and you can create quite a number of jobs with just a few people and an idea.
So we don't have the auto industry in our backyard. We don't have certain industries that are normal ways that would like take care of the whole town. We have to be creative, and I think tech and other entrepreneur endeavors is what's enabled us to live that way, and not just to live and support ourselves, but to thrive.
For me, my startup has been Santa Cruz. Like that is how I think about the world, or the startup. Like, so my startup is Santa Cruz, and so my startup's doing really well. My startup's been in the news 3 times in the last 60 days outside of Santa Cruz, and people are talking about a Santa Cruz tech ecosystem. We're a tech destination for people.
There is not a shortage of people to tell their stories about Santa Cruz, and that's, some people told me, it's like, is this sustainable? Can you do this every month? Can you do this on a large scale once a year? I have no problem. I have a book for the next 6 months of people that I think are interesting to talk about, and I haven't even scratched the surface.